A young athlete climbing the ranks and making a name for herself suddenly finds her reputation at risk. That's exactly where Angel Reese finds herself right now, as allegations of steroid use hang over her career. In the high-stakes world of the WNBA, where talent and hard work reign supreme, the news has sent shockwaves through fans and critics alike. How does someone with so much promise end up here? Let's start from the beginning. Angel Reese, once hailed as a rising star, has built her reputation on being tough and unbreakable. She's known for her fiery personality and her bold statements both on and off the court. But recently, all that confidence and bravado have been put under a microscope as questions arise about her use of performance-enhancing drugs. It's a tough pill to swallow, not only for her fans, but for anyone who values fair play in sports. Rival Caitlin Clark, and then theirs. Caitlin Clark is the poster child for all that we love about sports. The grit, the talent, and most importantly, the integrity. By all accounts, Clark has been breaking records with a smile on her albeit focused face, and doing it the right way. It doesn't get any more crudely contrasting than these two athletes. Reese's cause and her role in allegedly rolling over Clark's clean rise to fame are glaring. It's like watching two feeds from the same drama, just one involves the leading lady running in one direction, while the other has the leading man racing in another direction. On one hand, Clark has the story of steady ascent through strength and discipline, and on the other, Reese has a narrative that increasingly looks more like a high-speed crash course. So why steroids? So why would someone who has all the talent and resources available to them actually gamble it all on something like that? Perhaps it's in the pressure cooker of professional sports. For someone such as Reese, who are constantly being compared to Clark, the pressure to maintain with him can be so much. Imagine logging every single day of training day in and day out, pouring everything you have into trying to get better, only to see someone else break records because it just comes naturally to them. People will make choices to keep from being overshadowed. In Reese's case, that fear could have led her to shortcuts. What's particularly concerning is that this isn't the first time that Reese's career has been muddled by controversy. This is all part of some pattern, a mysterious injury, an unexplained absence. Fans are now asking whether this is how it really happened in each of these incidents. Let us take her surprise claim of an injury that kept her out of a few matches to begin with. It was no buildup, no clue that something was off, just she'd be taking a little bit of time away from things. It happened during a stretch of her athleticism that was not of the highest, almost too convenient, but it could have been a calculated throw to avoid the spotlight. That suspicion has been fueled even more by this latest development. If Reese was really taking steroids, those injuries are not valid. Was she hurt so bad? Or was it all just an excuse to hide the side effects of something that gives you an edge? It's hard not to wonder if she was hoping to wait for things to settle down before shining her spotlight, and looking to dodge accountability leads to more questions. In the sphere of sports, nothing has become as transparent as that. Athletes are held to a greater standard than they are because of their talent or because they are role models. They're young fans looking up to them and aspiring to be what they see them as. When is it okay to cut corners and do what Reese did? There's also the effect on her fans. People who have cheered her on through every game and rejoiced over her triumphs have a loyal following for Reese. They've seen her go one-on-one with the best like Caitlin Clark and have believed in her as a potential. Now, they are left wondering, is any of it real? Do we give credit to those wins or were they being tipped? It's a palpable disappointment, but it's not just the allegations, it's what's been broken in trust. There is a lot invested in the athletes you support as a fan. The highs and lows are all in the process of achieving the authenticity of the journey, and they don't mind celebrating it. The problem comes when that authenticity is challenged. It's like a betrayal. Let's also discuss the WNBA's part in all of this. There's a lot of damage to be done in how league does handle these allegations. The WNBA is actively trying to brand itself and get more viewers. They want to be the league that's seen as a league that celebrates talent is fair. The worst thing would be to let a scandal like this happen and not fix it. If they do find evidence of steroid use, they will have to decide how to respond. A suspension would tell all that cheating is unacceptable, but it ends Reese's career as something we've known him to be. The league must walk that fine line between enforcing rules and destroying someone's livelihood. It goes without saying that all this irony can't be ignored. Reese, on the other hand, has never shied away from saying what she's feeling about Caitlin Clark. Clark is accused of being in the favor, of being recognized just for who she is. What's worse in all this, though, is that now that these allegations are hanging over her, it's hard not to see her criticisms as a form of projection. Was Reese lashing out because she knew she couldn't compete feet under well there. No level playing field. Was it easier to beat her up or to beat herself up? Reese's future hangs in the balance as the investigation unfolds. The consequence, if she's found guilty, could be severe. That's about bans, losing sponsors, and more importantly, a tarnished legacy. Reputation is everything for an athlete. It's their whole career built on this. Once you've damaged that reputation, there is almost nothing that can be done. But fans don't forget, they only forgive. Before she accomplishes anything in future, Reese might be forever associated with this scandal. While all this drama plays on, Caitlin Clark continues to ascend. She's out there, breaking records, setting barriers, and doing it without shortcuts. A reminder that hard work still matters for Clark's success. We can get lost in the glamour of professional sports, but it's the athletes that really make it work, those that put the hard work in. With Clark's clean performance setting a standard Reese might have found it hard to match rather than face that reality. Reese had taken the easy route. That's sad. It's a sad commentary on the state of sports today. There's an Angel Reese for every Caitlin Clark, an athlete who picks the path of least resistance over that of dedication. In fact, not only does Reese take a hit, the whole league does. Since they've taken it so seriously to establish a reputation of excellence, the WNBA will have much work to undo all of that if this scandal is allowed to become one. Sports build character, it says, but they also reflected. Reese's effort to succeed appears to have also involved bending the rules simply to fit in with the rest of the class. The missed opportunity here is probably the biggest tragedy. Reese could have been a role model to a new generation of athletes. She would have been a symbol of resilience and hard work, but instead she chose a path and she now risks being ruined by her legacy. Regardless of whether they win or not, it is never about how you win. True success is experienced when one plays by the rules and plays by the game. Caitlin Clark knows this and understands that that's why the athletes that they are will continue to thrive. Finally, Angel Reese has a future to be determined. It seems only by time. There still is hope of redemption until the WNBA pronounces though, and the investigation continues. But it won't be easy. But she's going to have to rebuild herself and her fans' trust. She'll have to deal with what she did and face forward. If redemption is possible, it must be earned, honesty must be observed, and change is desired. Reese might yet have hope if she can find the balls to do that. However, the accusations are still making headlines, and for now, we're speaking about allegations, and Reese's reputation hangs by a thread. As fans, we just have to sit and wait, hoping whatever the outcome, it will be the truth. Well, because it's all about truth, fairness, relentless pursuit of excellence, which is all that sports are about. Let this be a lesson to all athletes. Temporal gains might be achieved through shortcuts, but you will never get to greatness that way. Angel Reese is learning the hard way, and we hope others pick up on that. Be on the lookout for more subscriptions, and tell us in the comments down below, do you think Reese can fight her way back from this? Or has she already broken her career? And we're all waiting for that next thing. Until then, remember, there's no shortcut, no number of shortcuts that can change the fact that hard work and integrity are the real keys to success.